Hi, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time you're watching this. I just thank you for watching. So, this week has been a challenge for me to do my 30 days of video blogging, to do the vlogging for my YouTube channel. It has been challenging, but I set myself up to be intentional. So I am still being intentional. I'm actually sitting in my living room on my couch. I did not want to do the video in the office today because I was already in here working on some stuff, and my couch is more comfy than my office chair. So I just wanted to change it up. Enough ranting. We're talking about self-control this week. And so in self-control, we talked about how to measure. We defined it. We talked about how to measure it. Today is day 3 of self-control. And self-control demands strategy. What does that mean? What does that mean when we say self-control demands strategy? So one of the things that I have written down in my notes are, in order for us to have self-control, we have to adjust our thoughts. So if we are blindly just living our day-to-day, very complacent, consistent, but complacent, and not really giving a second thought about why we're doing something and how we're doing it and who it's going to impact, and is it even impacting us? Does it make us happy? Does it make us sad? Are our energy levels fluctuating because we're doing this mundane task? Do we really have to do it? Self-control demands strategy. I talked yesterday about celebrating the little wins. So remember previous days about self-control is when we do something that we intentionally set our minds to do, we celebrate that. And the only way we can do that is if we control ourselves in that doing. Yesterday I didn't read a scripture. Today I have one. So we're just going to jump right into it. So the scripture I have today is 1 Thessalonians 5. Verses 4 through 8. And I'm reading out of the Message Bible. So it says, "But friends, you're not in the dark. So how could you be taken off guard by any of this? You're sons of light, daughters of day. We live under wide open skies and know where to stand. So let's not be sleepwalking through life like those others. Let's keep our eyes open and be smart. People sleep at night and get drunk at night, but not us. Since we're creatures of day, let's act like it. Walk out into the daylight sober, dressed up in faith, love, and hope of salvation." So in 1 Thessalonians 5, it just says, we live under this wide open sky. We should not be caught off guard, right? Because that's when we're intentional. When we're intentional, we have self-control. We can do things that yield us good results. And in order for us to have self-control, we have to put a demand on our own self and strategize what we're going to do. Now, I will be the first to admit that I like a cocktail or two. Not even going to lie about that. I have been living sober for the past 4 or 5 months. I haven't had any alcohol for about 4 or 5 months. I take that back. I did have a drink the other day at a party, but I wasn't drunk, right? I just had a drink. I wasn't drunk. So when I am intentional and I'm demanding something more from my life, I have to strategize. I know from past experiences that if I drink too much, I'm not going to get up. I'm going to try to sleep that thing on off, right? If I overindulge in anything, whether it's eating, partying, Even my Bible studies and my scriptures, like I will, it's an opportunity cost. I will lose something at the cost of that opportunity. So in order for me to have pure, intentional self-control, I have to put a demand on myself. Ashley, you are going to do this at this time. And if you don't do this, these are going to be the results of you not doing it. And these are going to be the results of you completing that task. So because I'm intentional and I'm putting a demand on myself, I have then established self-control. Listen, I hope it makes sense. It's really not as complicated as some people may make it seem. It's not as complicated as I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. So just know that in order for you to have self-control, you have to put a demand on your own life and strategize everything that you're doing. If you don't have to get up and go to work, you don't have anything to do with the kids, you didn't commit yourself to church or friends or family, helping somebody move, you do what you want to do. But what is that going to cost you if you do what you want to do? Something to think about. I hope you got something out of this self-control lesson. It's definitely an eye-opener. It took me some years to develop self-control and a lot of other characteristics that I have now at this old age of mine. I'm not telling you how old I am, but just know that I'm old enough to know better because I do better. And I hope you will do the same. I love you. Be prosperous and good night.
Miracles in May, I will see miracles in May.